What's up, issue? For today's video, we're a full Rattled ability Pokemon team. Sammy, this one is for you. So, these Pokemon that get Rattled are actually very, very limited. And the way Rattle works is it gives you a +1 in speed every time you get hit by a bug, dark, or ghost type move. You still take damage, and that's all it does. It's quite a very, very niche kind of ability that's definitely not super overpowered and quite hard to pull off. So today's battles are all going to be doubles battles. So something a little bit different. If you like the doubles battles, well, I reckon you'll probably like this. So first battle here, this one is against Kai, and we have a little bit of an interesting setup here. So we've got the Dudunsparce and a Smeargle setup. So the Dudunsparce is basically definitely the best Pokemon on my team for this, and it has the best chance of trying to get a sweep. So virtually here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using a Smeargle with Beat Up. Since I've got 6 Pokemon on my team, I'm going to be beating up the Dudunsparce 6 times, giving it a +6 in speed. Now, the other moves this Smeargle has got is Power Trip, Beat Up, and Spore. So it also itself is a Rattled strategy. You're thinking, well, it doesn't get the Rattled ability. Yes, it doesn't, but once I go roleplay on the Dudunsparce or any of the other Pokemon, it can also have Rattle. Plus, it allows me to use these strategies with these only few Pokemon that really get it. So we had the combo actually having a Mirror Herb, copying my stat changes, and it also going for a close combat on my Focus Sash Smeargle. This was max speed and max health. And yeah, that was basically it set up to beat up my other Pokemon that had the Rattled ability. Now, this Dudunsparce is max health and max special attack, Modest Nature, and it's Terra Psychic, and it's got stored power. So, as you can imagine, after all those boosts, it's going to be hitting pretty hard, even for its, very, very average special attack stat. So, I'm actually able to live that Malignant Chain pretty nicely from Petra there, and I'm going to be going for a Terra Psychic. This is going to be hitting very, very hard, because if you remember, every boost from stored power is going to be 20 base every single time. So we already had 6 from the speed, which is, you got 120 there. Then I went Calm Mind, which gave me an additional 1 in special attack and special defense. So it's going to be doing a lot of damage. It's a no-joke Pokemon with this particular setup. So that's going to be the end of the Grandorus. So I don't know if this is, I'm not sure if this is a theme, like there's some sort of theme team or name. This is a random battle on the Poke Portal, by the way. And yeah, I'm going to be sporing the other Pokemon. So we're going to try and get a Dudunsparce sweep here, just by like the Smeargle spores and the Dudunsparce goes for stored power. So that's what I was trying to aim for here. The other move I had on there was Roost and Coil, so I could try and get some more boosts for stored power and more bulk too, and also a way to heal me. So I'm going to go for stored power on the Infamomo. I'm actually watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, the original one, the best one, and the little lemur called Momo. That's what it reminded me of. Anyway, so we're going to put that Psychozar to sleep. I'm a little bit surprised I outsped that, and yeah, that's going to be closing its peepers. So we got 2 Pokemon down so far. It's going pretty nice. Now, the next Pokemon to come out is going to be Urgle, which is going to be Cramorant. So I was like, all right, we'll go for the stored power. We'll put that we'll put that to sleep, and then I'm going to put the Cramorant to sleep. So it's working really, really swimmingly at the moment. Now, I want to say this definitely on this team, as you'll get to see all the other Pokemon, the Dudunsparce was definitely the most powerful Pokemon that I had with this combination. Like, all the other ones weren't really all that good. It was actually quite a tough team to win with once this Pokemon had fainted, right? Next Pokemon was Venonat. I'm like, what are they going to do with the Venonat? I was actually genuinely curious. So we have the Smeargle swapping out. I smelled a rat, and watch this, right? So they swap their Cramorant out, and then they go into the I don't know how to even say that, into the Pincurcha with Electric Terrain, trying to stop my Spore. But, when that Venonat come out, I smelled a rat, right? So I did a swap. So they're going to get a defensive boost from the Electric Seed. That's not going to matter at all with the Dudunsparce, right? And they went for a Terra. I was like, actually, they got a pretty cool outfit. They got those, cool, glasses. I don't know what we call those glasses. But instead of tearing the Pincurcha, they stellared the Venonat. I was like, what is going on here? So we got a Stellar Venonat, only on Pit Shadow here. And now we're going to go for a stored power. I went for the I went for the pinch urchin. I deemed that more of a threat, right? And that's going to get dropped. So now I was like, I wonder what this is going to do, yeah? We've got this Venonat. It's going to go for a Leech Life. It's going to go for that big suck. And it's going to go for my Dudunsparce. I hung on 9 health. It was so close. So my other item on this increased the stat boost again with Staffberry. So now I've got another +2. So you can see how wild this set can be. So they're going to bring back that Cramorant. I've got this Sudowoodo. It's sort of based around mimicking Beat Up. It's got Body Press, Iron Defense, and Helping Hand. So I might be able to like lead with the Smeargle and mimic the Beat Up and use that as well. But it was very, very difficult to actually get that to work because Smeargle, as you know, would only last for a little bit of time, and I had to get it onto Dunsparce or one of the other Pokemon. So I'm going to take out the Blues. I don't even know. I have no idea. Maybe they're going to be something like it's going to be I want to say probably a French name. Anyway, the next Pokemon to come out here. Wait, that's it. That's the last one. So this is the Cramorant. It's going to take me out with a Drill Peck. I was so close to getting out the Dunsparce right there. But props to the opponent for having a Stellar Venonat. That really made me laugh. I fell off my chair laughing at that. Anyway, we got a Life Orb Cramorant here. It's no joke. We're going to come back into Smeargle. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a miracle here. I'm going to create a speedy Sudowoodo. So we're going to get those hits there. Now, there was another option for me to give Smeargle Pin Missile, and I was thinking of doing, the problem with Pin Missile is I'd max it out at 5 hits, and that was absolute max, yeah, and sometimes Pin Missile would miss, so if I missed that Pin Missile, I was cooked, right? It wasn't like I could have other Pokemon without the Rattled ability. Like, I could only have, like, set amount of Pokemon. So, I have to actually make it 100% sure that it happens. So, I was thinking about doing Loaded Dice and Pin Missile, but I thought the Beat Up in the end was better, and it definitely was in this scenario. So, Sudowoodo's going to get dropped by a Hydro Miss there, and next Pokemon we got is Granbull. So this is my second best attacker. We had a Rock Slide, Protect, Bulk Up, and Close Combat set, so we're going to go with the Beat Ups again here. Now, I've got a good question for you all. Now, you got to pay some pretty close attention to this. How many times was Rattled ability activated in this entire video? I know the answer already. I want to see if someone meticulously goes through and gets the correct answer and puts it in the comment section. I'd really like to know that. Anyway, people, if you like the doubles battles, you enjoy this sort of stuff, let me know in the comment section. I always like to have feedback and stuff like that. If you want to support the channel too, drop a like there. Anyway, people, we got the massive Rock Slide there, and we got the fat W. So let's get on to battle number 2. That was a very, very cool battle there. Thank you to my opponent. We've got a battle here. This is another random battle. In fact, I think nearly all of these were random battles on the Poke Portal. So I'm not really sure of my opponent's name there. If you want to, anyone wants to translate that, feel free. So we've got this, we've got an Ogerpon hitting me with the signature move here. That did half my health. I was like, I need to make something happen here, right? I got to take this out. So I'm going to go for my Rattles again. As you can see now, it's each time it activates, we're going to have 6 of them. So I didn't give my Dudunsparce any speed at all. So I kind of felt like that was a waste because you're probably better off putting in health and special attack where you're going to need the stats. I don't think anything could have outspeed. I'm sort of bringing it stats up. It's got, no, it's not going to get, it has to be something like super duper fun. I'm trying to think like whether something like Timid, Flutter Mane, or Booster Energy or something. I don't know. I'm trying to think like if that could even get outsped. Anyway, I just opted for bulk and special attack regardless. Ninetales, interesting enough, is going to go for a Fire Spin. I thought it might go for a Heat Wave, but it didn't. It Fire Spin my Smeargle instead. So like, interesting. So there's got to be some sort of strategy. So I went for Stored Power. I didn't Terror. I didn't really think I needed to, but in hindsight, I definitely should because, Dunsparce is going to die. So now things are going to get very difficult. I've lost really my only, strong Pokemon. I wouldn't call it sweaty, but it was probably definitely the best, like easily the best Pokemon on my team. So I've put the Ninetales asleep. It's closing its peepers and it's staying asleep, which is good. And my Smeargle's probably got like one more chance to attack here or use Beat Up. So I was like, let's go on to Granbull. Now, interesting enough, they went for Granbull, thank goodness, which is great. Now Smeargle's going to be able to get the Beat Up going here again. Because if I went for Smeargle, I don't think I could have done much, really, I couldn't really have done much in terms of getting the Rattle boost up there. So we're going to get some Rattles here. Obviously, it's not going to be all 6 because my Dudunsparce is fainted, so I'm still going to get a sizable amount, so I'll be able to get like 5 of them. So this Gramble, if I didn't sell it the EVs, where this was max health and max attack, so I tended to run them bulky and offensive without any speed EVs, and of course the last 4 in speed, and I ran Out of Nature. So I've got a bulk up here, so bulk up Rock Slide, and I've also got Terra Rock. So I thought, you know, Terra Rock Rock Slide, that could be really, really good after a +1 and, you know, outspeeding everyone, right? That was kind of like the whole thing I wanted to go for. So I thought, if I get this Rock Slide to land, I'll feint the Ninetales, and then Smeagol won't be trapped in anymore, and maybe I'll be able to get one more turn off, and I might be able to get some good damage here. We'll see what happens. So we're going to go for that Terra, the Terra Rock, and we're going to go for Rock Slide here. And the good thing is, you know, Rock Slide didn't miss, which I was always kind of worried about. So that's the end of Ogerpon, obviously, and that's the end of Ninetales, so popping that air balloon. So that was definitely good. I mean, would have I liked to have my Dudunsparce left? Sure, but you know, that was the second best thing. So look, I probably should have used roleplay there, but I wasn't sure if there was a sash or anything, you know, or like any other like troll items and stuff like that. So I went for beat up on, I think I went for the Ogerpon, or a mist or something like that. So in comes the Cinderace and Arcanine Hisuian. This is very sweaty. Like, they're gonna go for extreme speed on Smeagol. Yeah, and that's the end of Smeagol. I kind of expected that to feint this turn. And interestingly enough, the Cinderace had Libero double kick. I was like, that's actually bad because that can get around sashes and things like that. And that's definitely going to take out my Gramble. So I went into Persian here. This Persian is obviously they're all Rattled ability. We've got Parting Shot, Fake Out, Hyper Voice, and Dank Pulse. We're going to flinch this Cinderace. I thought they may have a run at me at extreme speed, and they did. But even with a critical hit, I managed to live that and close combat the Arcanine, which is a very, very good result. I was happy about that. So that's down, and the Cinderace is going to get flinched, so that's also good too. Now, the Persian had... Let me bring this up. So this was definitely a max speed set and modest nature, so we had a little bit of 75 base is okay, but it doesn't hit like super hard, so I went for the modest. So this is interesting. So they swapped in their they swapped. Actually, they got a boost of energy on their speed and managed to outspeed my Gramble, which is a little bit unlucky. And yeah, I guess me not having +6 in the speed actually you know, mattered there. So we've got my Persian here getting dropped by a double kick. And I'm in a lot of trouble now. I was like, man, I don't know what I can do here. Like, these are probably my 2 weakest Pokemon. So we've got Wugtrio and we've got Sudowoodo. Like, these are memes, right? There's not a lot they can really do. So these are definitely my 2 weakest. So Sudowoodo is max health, max defense, body press set. And Wugtrio is triple dive, throat chop, final gambit, and Aqua Jet with a focus sash. So we've got an Outrage coming in. The good thing about Outrage, it actually went for Sudowoodo. You can't really, I don't think you pick your target. And I went for triple dive on the Cinderace, which was doing pretty good damage. Unfortunately, I couldn't feint it, even with 3 hits. Wugtrio isn't exactly what you call the hardest hitting Pokemon in the world. So I got them 3 hits. Here comes another double kick, and it went for the Sudowoodo. Thank goodness, because if it went for my Wugtrio, that was it, you know, it would have fainted for sure. So Sudowoodo has taken all them defensive hits, and I got the iron defense up too, which is going to make me even more bulkier. So here comes the second Outrage. I was hoping it was going to go for Sudowoodo, but it went for Wugtrio. It's like, that's fine. I've got a Focus Sash. I can get one more, you know, attack off here. So they got a Confusion there, which is going to be good. Hopefully it maybe will hit itself, and I'm going to go for triple dive and finish off the Cinderace. So I got a crit on that, which is nice, but it didn't really matter because I still had like another 2 hits. So here comes Body Press. Excellent damage there on Sudowoodo, and yeah, that's probably a 2 to 3 hit KO. Last Pokemon is Reshiram. So they, of course, they had a very, very sweaty team. We got some confusion here, and thank goodness, right, we got a nice hidden confusion. It's like, oh, I can go for body press and possibly take that out. So I went for triple dive, and unfortunately, it just isn't doing enough. So triple dive is almost going to take it out, but I probably needed like 2 crits there, unfortunately. So Reshiram is going to be able to attack this turn as well. It's going to go for our Ancient Powers. Like, oh no, it didn't get a boost, but it was enough to take out the Wugtrio. All I've got left now is a Sudowoodo, a Pickle, and it was enough to take it out, which is good. So we got the Reshiram versus Sudowoodo, and they're going to go for a little Timmy Terror here. And I'm thinking, well, I can resist fire moves, but if it's coming off this thing's ginormous special attack, yeah, I don't think there's much chance. So I had max health and max defense, bold nature, and I had I'd loaded dice as well if I ever mimicked the beat up. Anyway, so Blue Flare is going to take out the Sudowoodo, but you have to admit, that was a pretty good battle there considering I lost my best Pokemon, you know? And there was some pure sweat there. Let's get on to battle number 3 here. I'm not sure. Look at that trainer cup. There's a Golett inside the Golett. I only just realized that. This was complete sweat as well. This is battle number 3, so we have my Smeargle and Dudunsparce combination here. What we're going to do first is we're going to put Solgaleo to sleep, because that could be a very, very big problem. At least with Necrozma Dawnwings, it won't be able to use any ghost moves at the moment. So they're going to go for a Meteor Beam. It's like, yeah, they've got their Power Herb Meteor Beam. This is going to do crazy amounts of damage. I'm really hoping that they're going to target the Smeargle, not my Dudunsparce. So here it comes there. Here it comes at the Smeargle, thank goodness, and Smeargle's got that stat. So at least this turn I'm thinking, should I go Spore and Necrozma Dawnwings or should I go for Beat Up? Like, it is a little bit of a risk here. So Dudunsparce's got its Calm Mind up. I'm going to need a lot more boost, though, to do much damage. Like, you know what? I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to go Spore on the Necrozma Dawnwings and hope that Solgaleo doesn't wake up at all. Hopefully it stays asleep. And then the next turn, I can go for Beat Up on the Dudunsparce and, you know, we can start to get some damage happening. I know it was a bit of a risk, but I had to do that. I don't know. They've got the, what's that? They got the Sun and Moon nicknames or something like that. So I'm going to get a second Calm Mind up, which is pretty nice, because normally I just can't, like, I normally got one Calm Mind off, then I start attacking, but now I've got +2 in special attack and +2 in special defense. Like, with a beat up on top of that, this is going to do a lot of damage. So I'm going to go for the Terra Psychic here. In comes Morsehold, and it's like, okay, well, there's no way Morsehold is going to be able to live this attack unless it's got like a sash or something like that. So I guess they're probably not expecting like a store power. So Beat Up is going to be super effective against me, which doesn't really matter. It's only doing 10 damage anyway. This Smeargle was also... This wasn't Jolly. This was Timid. A Timid Smeargle, I think it was. I think it was Timid Smeargle. I didn't want to do like too much damage, you know, with 6 hits and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, 60 health is fine. I was also, you know what I was thinking too? Another cool thing you could do is give the Dudunsparce a weakness policy, and then you could essentially use Beat Up on and activate that weakness policy. That's another really great way. I possibly should have done that as well instead of Staff Berry, but I was trying to do a little bit of fun gimmicks on there. But weakness policy would be tremendously better because you could guarantee that boost, and you'd be getting like four boosts there that are actually beneficial. Something to think about. Anyway, so that's going to be the end of the Morsehold. That family got divorced, and that is also going to be the end of Ogerpon as well. So I'm hoping Necrozma stays asleep, you know. So now I thought this would be a good chance for Smeargle to go for Beat Up on the Dawnwings. That way I can at least break the Shadow Shield ability, and then I can attack after with the Dudunsparce. I've got some good boosts here up the moment too. But yeah, I possibly should have put weakness policy. Maybe it would have been too easy if I put weakness policy on there. But I might do I might do a sweep with this Dudunsparce a little bit later on in the week. I'm sure I could do it. So out comes the Solgaleo, and it just lived. The Necrozma is so bulky. So I went for roleplay on my Smeargle. There wasn't that much I could really do at the moment. I got Rattled on Smeargle. I wanted to get that full Rattle team, and they're gonna wake up and have Gyro Ball, which is a big counter. It's like, wow, they've got. I thought they go for like. Oh, Sunsteel Strike. Here comes the Moongeist Beam. They're kind of lucky to be able to use that because I'm a Psychic type. And yeah, that's the end of the Dudunsparce. So this is where things started to get very, very difficult because my best Pokemon are gone. I had to basically use memes against like sweaty legendary. So first things first here, Smeargle is going to increase Granbull's speed because there is no way that Granbull is going to be able to outspeed this. Now, we also had a bit of an issue here as well. Since Granbull was a fairy type, I knew that it would get hit hard by... Even like Gyro Ball would do a lot of damage, sure, right? But I needed to go first. I was like, maybe I can get those Rock Slide Fleeches. I might be able to buy a little bit of time there, and maybe we could bring Wug Trio in and then go for Final Gambit, something along those lines. I'll try to like go over in my mind how to get out of the situation. So that's going to be the end of Necrozma. Thank goodness, Dawnwings is gone. And we only got Duskmane left here, so it's going to go for Sunsteel Striker. Like, yeah, I know who you're going for. And yeah, it actually ended up going for Smeargle instead, which surprised me. So I think they expected to, maybe they expected to outspeed there, but, you know, I definitely feel like they should know what sort of ability I'm using now, right? So next Pokemon we got is Slitherwing. It's going to slither in, and it's going to have that boost of energy, boosting up the attacks. I was like, ooh, maybe it's got first impression. So I went for the helping hand on the Granbull. I went first, and it got some good damage there, you know, considering. And yeah, here comes a close combat. Sudowoodo actually gets, I think that was a crit. Yeah, that was a crit. I was like, that's BS, because Sudowoodo possibly should have lived that. Not saying it would have been amazing, but I feel like it should have lived that. Anyway, so that's down. It is what it is, right? Here comes the Guraball, interesting enough, on the Granbull, and that's going to take me out as well. But both of those, that critted too. I don't know if that mattered, because I had +5 in speed there, so I want to say that didn't matter either. But the opponent's getting lots of crits at the moment, so give me some crits, right? So we're going to swap in Wugtrio, and we're going to go into Persian. The big problem at the moment was Solgaleo, the Dustmane, right? So I'm going to clap them cheeks with Persian, and I've got triple dive on Wugtrio. Wugtrio is going to be able to clean up here and finish it off. Not many people are going to be able to say that. This last hit was so close, right? That was so close. So I think I got max damage on that last hit for sure. So that's down. We got a flinch there. I've taken them down to the last 2 Pokemon, which is pretty impressive when you see what they're. Look at this is Zacian on it. Look at this. So now they're going to go for a little Timmy Terra here. I was like, okay, well, they're definitely going to do that in Zacian. What's it going to be? Terra Fairy, Terra Steel, Terra Fighting, and it was Terra Steel. So I'm like, oh man, this is very bad. So Behemoth Blades are going to be coming. I went for a final Gambit there. I got great damage. That's the best I could really possibly do. And what I did here is I went for Dark Pulse on the Zacian, but unfortunately I got outsped and critted again. And yeah, that's the end of the battle. But once again, that was a really good battle. I got to show off pretty much all of my team, and obviously they were running absolute sweat there, but only scraping, once again, like another opponent just scraping a win against these memes, you know, so it's going really well. Let's get on to battle number 4. This is a battle against Dre, I don't know how to say it, and we've got a Annihilate and a Kilowattrel lead, so I know they're going to set up Tailwind. Wait, the Dudunsparce is gone. It's disappeared. Where is it? Where is it gone? It's disappeared. I don't know what's going on here. You know, this quality control of Scarlet and Violet is amazing. So we got that Drain Punch live on 1 health here. I've gone for Spore. The Dudunsparce is still nowhere to be. It's nowhere to be seen still. And Kilowattrel is sleeping. Where is Dudunsparce? Where's it go? Oh, there it is. It just appeared. So it's going to go for a coil. It's completely off the screen. Man, they should put its little head in there. At least you can see it. So I got a defensive boost and an accuracy boost. Kilowattrel's going to be sleeping here. And I thought, well, I may as well go for a beat up on the Dudunsparce, right? But I wasn't able to do it. So I was like, oh, this is bad. Because now I've got no way to activate the Rattle ability. So I went for a Calm Mind there. I was like, I think we're done here, you know? I probably should have gone for beat up earlier on. So I was like, all right, what we're going to do is go for a Terra Psychic Dudunsparce. And since I've got a Coil up and a Calm Mind up, that is 4 boosts, and I've got a Psychic type, so this should do some pretty good damage to the Annihilate. Will it take it out in one shot? Maybe not. But it should do some really good damage. So Kilowattrel is asleep still, thankfully. And here comes a Thunder Punch on Wugtrio, and Wugtrio is going to be able to live that. That Tailwind is really annoying too. It's, you know, normally Wugtrio would go first. So Wugtrio is going to go for a triple dive on the Kilowattrel. It's doing pretty solid damage there, not going to lie. And we've got that damage on Kilowattrel. It's down to like a quarter health, so that's good. So now the Dudunsparce is going to go for a stored power on this Annihilate because it is annihilating everything. And yeah, that's going to one-shot, which is beautiful. So I would have loved those speed boost up, but you know, it is what it is, right? So next Pokemon we got is Houndoom. I cannot touch that at all with stored power. It's my only attacking move. So I popped an Aqua Jet because the Tailwind was still up. I almost took it out. It was so close. Here comes a Dank Pulse on my Dudunsparce, but with the Calm Mind up there, and they gave me a Rattled as well. I was laughing there because I'm like, I'm never going to get a Rattle, and they gave me a Rattle, which was really funny. So I got the Rattled up with the Calm Mind, and it's max health. And obviously, it took that very nicely. Here comes stored power, and that is going to be lights out for Kilowattrel. So that worked out really well. So I'm clawing my way back into the game. Now, we've got the Tailwind running out, and we've got Ninetales slipping in. So I can go for Aqua Jet on the Houndoom. as for Ninetales, I can go for stored power too. So I'll pop backwards yet. That's the end of Houndoom. So this is good, you know, things are going very, very good. I've taken out half the team, like things are looking up. Here comes the Flamethrower. I knew that I could live that because Dudunsparce is bulky and I've got Startbread. Like, please give me a speed boost. Please give me a speed boost. And you know what I got? I got an attack boost. That's like the worst one to get. Literally, that was the only one that doesn't benefit me at all. I mean, it benefits stored power boost, but I'd like one to benefit my overall stats. Anyway, I got a lucky crit there on Ninetales. I don't know if that mattered or not because I did have like, what, 6 boosts at that point. And out comes like Groudon and a sweaty Victory Bell. So this is going to be like a Chlorophyll sweeping set. And I don't know what I can do to grow. Like at this point, I'd only lost 1 Pokemon. That is, you have to admit, this is pretty impressive so far, considering I didn't even get to do my strategy at all. So where comes the Victory Bell? It's going to be Terra Fairy. It's a Venus Flytrap that is very happy. You know, who's got a Venus Flytrap at home? Does anyone? I'd always like to have one of those. Maybe one day I'll get one. So here comes a Terra Blast Fairy. That's going to be the end of my Dudunsparce outspeeding and stuff like that. You know, it's got the Chlorophyll. Its speed is doubled. At this point, I'm gonna go for a 1 HP final gambit on Groudon, get that 1 HP, get rid of that sash, and yeah, I couldn't do anything there, let's be real, it was done. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into my next 2 Pokemon. We got Persian, which is very, very weak to this, and Sudowoodo. I'm like, I don't know what I can do here, because Groudon's got my Sudowoodo covered, and Persian is going to be covered by Victory Bell. So I faked out the Victory Bell. President Blades is going to miss my Persian, which is a little bit unfortunate because Sudowoodo actually gets hit by the full brunt of that. So I lived it, but I got an Iron Defense up. So I might be able to get a body press off here, we'll see. But it is doubtful. I'm kind of doubtful. So I went for the Helping Hand on Persian. Hopefully it could get an attack off here. But the Victory Bell, of course, is going to target it with Terra Blast, which I kind of had a little suspicion that I would. So you would. So that's the end of the Persian. Groudon's going to go for its Blades again on my Sudowoodo. Once again, they had me completely countered there. There wasn't anything I could have done in that situation. So that's the end of Sudowoodo. And I've got 1 Pokemon left, being the Grand Bull. So Grand Bull has Protect, so I thought I might as well use Protect and get rid of that Sun, because there was one more turn, at least the Victory Bell wouldn't be as fast. But once again, as you know, this is a max health and max attack Grand Bull, so I don't think I'm going to be outspeeding anything at all. So Groudon's also got Will-O-Wisp, and I almost got one-shotted by Venoshock there without being poisoned. And now they're going to go for a Will-O-Wisp. So, yep, that's pretty much the end of me there. I did an amazing job. I just couldn't get past Groudon and Victory Bell. I mean, I feel like I squeezed absolutely everything out of this team. If I got the Dudunsparce to work with a speed boost, I think I would have swept this team easy. It wasn't like, I played very, very well. I just didn't have that Dudunsparce there. The Grand Bull is absolutely nowhere near as good as Dudunsparce. And the Dudunsparce without the speed boost is not as much of a threat, right? It can still be, you know, chipped down and damaged. Anyway, I went for Protect there because I didn't want them to fake me for a little bit of salt, and that's the end of the 4th battle. Still a very good battle considering, you know, it's interesting to see if what happens if my strategies don't work out. You know, what else can I do? We got one more battle. This is against Mayik, I think it was. I read that as Marek for a second, but it's not Yu-Gi-Oh. We got a Ludicolo, and we got that Swampert. So it's time for some more Rattles here. Everyone, your favorite part of the video, seeing 6 Rattles in a row. I absolutely love it. Maybe they should have like modifiers when these sort of things happen. You know, Dunsparce's Rattle, and then it comes up with ×6. That'd be pretty cool. So like the game reads the code right and brings up a letter 6 instead of it popping up 6 times in a row. I don't know. Maybe that's too hard to do. So we've got the beat ups there on the Dudunsparce, and we're going to get some really good speed. Even I'm looking at their team, right, and I'm thinking Ludicolo. You've definitely got a Rain. This is going to be like I'm pretty sure this is the Rain team. And even with Swift Swim, Ludicolo should get outpaced by the Dudunsparce because it's got like +6, right? That's a lot of speed. So Swampert's going to go for Liquidation on Smeagol. Smeagol's going to live that with a Sash, which is fine. I've got the beat up happening here. I can go for Spore on Swampert too next turn if I can take out this Ludicolo. Now, usually with Ludicolo, when you're running like sweeping ones, it's usually it doesn't have not really any bulk put into it. So I'm pretty confident I can take this out. So I went for stored power on the Ludicolo, and that's going to drop it. So excellent. Now, the next turn, I can attack that adjacent Pokemon with the Dudunsparce, and then Smeargle can take care of the Swampert on the other side of the field, or the other Pokemon, and put them to sleep with Spore, right? Next, we got Feraligatr, the living legend. Sounds a little bit like myself. And we're going to go for a stored power, and that is the end of the living legend. So bye-bye for Feraligatr. So I think I went for, did I go roll? I went role play, yeah. I was like, I'm going to give my Smeargle Rattle too. We got this full Rattle team. There's going to be someone in the comment section who was like, oh, but Smeargle doesn't have Rattle. Now it does, all right? I proved you wrong. So now we got Swampert waking up. And Swampert's going to go for scummy water. Look how disgusting that is. And that's the end of Smeargle, but it's fine, you know. We're going to get that sweep. Next Pokemon we got is Slow Bro. Bro, it's slow. And we're going to go into Persian. So Persian can go for Fake Out. I'm going to go for Stored Power here. Stored Power almost takes out Slowbro in one shot. I went for Dank Pulse. I didn't really mean to feint Slowbro with Persian, but it kind of went that way. So that's the end of the Slowbro. Here comes Liquidation on my Dunsparce. I lived that very well. Next Pokemon that had is Arcanine. I'm like, Arcanine in the rain? That's a bit of a pain. So they went for E-Speed. I lived that. And the cool thing is my Staff Berry is going to activate here as well. And I got a nice defensive boost. That's really going to matter on 9 health. So I thought, what I can do is I can go for a Roost up my health. There was a Mirror Herb as well, copying that boost, and I can do that afterwards. So that's the end of the Arcanine. The Arcanine Hisselwain is down. I went for a Dank Pulse here. It did donkeys, but I got a flinch. That must be a Soul Vest. I think that's a Solve. Anyway, so it must be a Solve. So anyway, we got the Gastrodon coming out here. I'm going to go for a Roost. Considering I'm so fast, I may as well get a health boost here. And I reckon they're only going to target one Pokemon. They think they're going to feint me in the next turn. So Persian's going to get the High Voice Throat Spray action happening. And I can go for an even more powerful one next turn. And Liquidation is going to be a Storm Drained into Gastrodon. So it's going to boost up its special attack. It's like, okay, they're going to go for a Water type move here. And they went for Chilling Water. I was like, that's very chilling, but I'm going to leave that one. So that's an attack drop, and the Gastrodon also has Shell Bell as its item. This is interesting. So I'm going to drop the Gastrodon, obviously with stored power, easy peasy, and all we've got left now is the Swampert. So I went for Parting Shot here on the Swampert, because obviously I can't do any damage to it whatsoever. Like, I'm pretty much walled here. I thought I could go into Sudowoodo, and I could go, or Wugtrio. We could go into Wugtrio. We could go for a Final Gambit. Let's give that one a go. We could go Wugtrio, Final Gambit, and then we could go into like Sudowoodo and go for the Helping Hand, right? So I went for Coil this turn. I boosted up the defense. I wanted to see how much damage this Swampert was actually going to do in the rain. Like, this thing was so tanking here. Sometimes I like to play on my food. And then I went for a Final Gambit. Good damage on the Swampert. And that's the end of Wugtrio. And now what we can do is we can go into... Look how well I lived this. Look at that. It's absolutely insanely bulky. And now we're going to go into Sudowoodo. Go for the Helping Hand, and we can finish off the Swampert for absolute overkill. I think I've got so many boosts here now. Anyway, people, that is the end of the battle. I hope you really enjoyed the Rattled ability team. Very, very niche, very exciting, very cool. If you did like it, drop a like on the video, drop me a comment below, and I'll catch you tomorrow for some more videos. Peace out.